Okay, this is the last and final step of our infinity dot pumpkins. And basically, all you're going to do now, after you color it, you're going to be tracing your pumpkin, okay, with a black Sharpie or a black marker. And that really makes those colors pop really nicely. And then you're going to go through each of your section of pumpkin and make polka dot designs. Okay, so if you look at some of the examples that are attached to this project, you can find all kinds of different designs just dealing with circles. So let me go ahead and quickly draw a pumpkin. Okay. Right, let's pretend that my craftsmanship is good and then it looks really nice and neat. Okay, so here is my pumpkin. So what I'm gonna do is, like I said, you're gonna take a black marker or a Sharpie and go over it. You still can draw on top of your colored pencils with a pencil if you need to help, if you don't want to go through with Sharpie first. So if you want to, make your designs, try big, little, right? Any kind of designs. You can do one just plain polka dots, but we don't want to do the whole thing like that because it kind of gets a little boring. So we want to do our designs, patterns, things like that to make these more interesting. So, kind of alternate where you put your circles. Oh, this goes up here a little bit. Right? And if all else fails, like if you look at it and look at it as it gets bigger down here, if you think it needs more, either make your circles bigger, or you could even add in extra circles, right? It's really not, it's all up to you, okay? Then you go back in and do your marker over top of it. So look at some of the different examples, and don't be afraid to go big. And then even kind of, she does a lot of size differences in her polka dots. So, it's all up to you and your design. It doesn't have to be, you need to think it through and kind of plan it a little bit, but it's not always set in stone. So these kind of designs are really easy to edit as you go. Okay, so look at some of the different examples of the dots. Okay, like here, I did different sizes, and then some I did rings and dots inside of dots, right? Same thing with this. I did dots and then kind of more rings to make different types of patterns. Okay, and like I said, it can just, this one's kind of just more random of big and medium dots. So whatever you'd like. Okay, next, I want you to do a background. Okay, so she's really well known for her her polka dots, and she also does polka dots in the background, but then she also does more geometric types, like straight edges. So you can do, this one is just kind of a random, I just did certain lines and then kind of went from there. You can do a certain pattern if you like if you use your ruler, you could even make, you could make squares, that's fine, just plain squares, or you could even do triangles, right? Like this, kind of like tribal kind of designs, if that helps you. Something like this would be cool, right? Rectangles, but basically what I did was I drew a line, and then I just kind of went from there. And there was kind of no rhyme or reason. I was just adding certain lines and making them random. Kind of like if you've been in the art room, the patterns on the wall there. So you can do any kind of design, okay? But think it through, you know, what you want to do. If you want it to be random, make it random. But if you want it to be thought out, and with your ruler, you can do that too. Just no scribbles. Don't just do certain, you know, just do lazy lines. But you do need to plan it out like this, okay? Then, like this, go over it with your Sharpie. Or even like if you want to do like a different color, if you want to do red lines instead of black, you can color the background, but since there is so much coloring with your values and your designs that you're making, I'm not going to make you color the background, but you can if you'd like to. So even with your lines, you can do different color lines, whatever you would like. Okay, so this will be kind of your end project, okay? Remember, you can do it in your notebook, but try to think out the size differences compared to this. So your drawing paper is just a hair bigger. Another little tip, make sure that you are kind of putting a paper underneath with your Sharpie or even letter, or even regular marker, because sometimes you'll go off the page or it'll bleed through. So it's just a little easier if you have something behind it. Okay, so and that is our infinity dot pumpkins. Have fun with this, guys. This is a really fun design. It's kind of silly and whimsical as well. So enjoy it.